How long are agents listing properties for? In other words, their listing agreement, when they start and they end, how many days is there typically between that? If that's something you'd like to talk about, let's chat. Hi, I'm Mike Cerrone with Two Listings Per Month, and I've been doing a lot of research on expired listings. I don't really know the average of how long every agent will list from the time they put it on the market to the time it expires. When they're writing up their listing agreement, how long they're putting. In the old days, we would do 6 months. Okay, that was very typical, 180 days. But today, when I'm going out and doing research and I'm finding expired listings, I'm not finding 180 days. In fact, that's extremely rare. Every once in a while, I'll find one. I'll find one even a little longer, but those are the exceptions. Most of the properties that I'm finding that have expired quickly. I'm real shockingly quickly, like found one today for 10 days. Why would you list one for 10 days? I don't know. You're very optimistic, I guess. Some of them are a couple weeks. A lot of them around 30 days. Wow, that's really aggressive. Some in the 45-day and 60-day. All of them are something like that. And the other thing I'll find is some agents had a longer listing, but we can see the history of it after it expires. The seller and I assume the seller is pushing this, the seller and the agent will withdraw it less than 60 days in. So they'll withdraw it at 30 days or 45 or 60. Those are just, by the way, averages or whatever. They pick a day, whatever the day is. Here's a common one. They list it, they get an offer, they goes pending, the pending crashes, and then within a couple of days they withdraw. Another one I'll see is they list real high and they drop the price and they drop the price and they drop the price and then they drop the price, and then within a couple of days of that price drop, they expire. I assume the seller just said, I don't want to drop the price anymore. I'm out of here. So you're getting all these weird things where my expectation when I got in this expired business, looking at expireds, was, hey, it's going to be a long listing agreement, and then it's going to expire, and you're going to be able to jump in there. So what I'm finding, though, is it's not long. It's rarely short, like 30 days. And it really surprised and shocked me initially. Maybe you're not shocked because you've been taking 30-day listings or 60-day listings or something. Anyway, I think that's something you need to be aware of if you're going in this business. And if you are taking these short listings, as our market appears to be slowing down nationally, who knows what's going to happen, but that appears to be the trend. You're going to want to reverse that. You're going to want to extend your listing periods, or you're going to just run out of time when you're trying to sell this home. I know that the market's been very fast. I looked at it in my area, days in the market. We used to call it days on the market, but my MLS now says days in the market, DIM. The days in the market, the recent research I did was the median time on Metro Denver was 13 days, and the average time was around 28 days. And both those numbers are up from just a couple of years ago when we had the pandemic and the pandemic rush. So if you've only been in the market as an agent for a couple of years, that's your level, right? That's what you think everything is. No, again, I went and I looked at a chart too to confirm this. If you go back, I don't remember the years, but I know it was about 10 years ago. If you go back into that 08, 09, 010, 10 and stuff, I think that's where I was looking at the chart. It was up to over 120, almost 140 days on average for the DIM. So what I'm trying to tell you is make sure you're giving yourself enough time in your listings when you sign them up so you don't get burned by this. Whatever if that's helpful for you, let me tell you why it was important for me. And I'm just trying to wrap this up. As I'm researching these expireds, I would see these really short expired times, and my head would say, is this really an expired? Do they really want to sell? Should I even spend my money trying to talk to them? Okay, that's the bottom line. Do I really want to pursue this? If they went in there for such a short time, were they just kind of testing the market? Because the old days we would call that testing the market, and people say, I don't want to do it, and they're out. So I think you got to be aware that in this market, in our faster market, even though it's slowing down, I think that that's just the expectation of the seller. And some of my conversations now with sellers that they want these shorter listings. You're going to have to be strong to ask for a longer listing. And by the way, here's my final little tip. In order to get a longer listing, one of the key ways to make that work is to offer an easy exit listing. Okay, you say, well, it's not really this long because you can terminate in this amount of time if you needed to, if you thought I was doing a bad job. So you don't get locked in with me forever if I'm not doing the work. If I'm doing the work, hang with me. But if I'm not doing the work, you don't think I'm working for you anymore, then you can terminate. So you give them the power to get out of the agreement early. And agents say, why would you do that? Well, because they can do it anyway. Like, Mike, can they break a contract? No. I mean, you go talk to a lawyer about that. Maybe they can, maybe they can't. But they could make it impossible for you to show the property. They could just stop taking showings, right? They just change the lock on the door. They throw your lockbox in the trash can, and they throw your sign into the street. I mean, they can make it impossible for you to sell the home. So you want to have a good working relationship, yeah. So I'm just saying, if you've been around long enough, you know that sometimes things don't work out. And just instead of being a negative, you turn it into a positive. And the advantage is you can get a longer listing. All right, well, that was my big tip to wrap this one up. Hopefully, this was helpful for you. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. And if you have any comments about what I just said, put them down in the comment section if you have any thoughts about this. All right, I hope this has been helpful. Take care. Bye now.